Welcome everybody. I'm Pratik representing Vidhabi Global Services, a specialist in providing support and services in BI and EPM space. We provide pre-sales support, health checkup and optimization, installation and configuration, upgrade and migration, support and maintenance, end-to-end implementation. Here is the agenda for the webinar today. We will have an overview on what is cloud computing, Oracle's strategy for cloud computing, where we can work together in private cloud or in public cloud. So we'll see this one by one in your further slides. What is cloud computing? One of the areas of confusion is the definition of cloud computing. There are many definitions of cloud computing out there. Here is one of them that seems to represent the most commonly held view. Cloud computing is a model for enabling convenient on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources that can be rapidly provisioned and released with minimal management effort or service provider interaction. It's from the National Institute of Standards and seems to be gaining in popularity not only in the US but also the rest of the world as well. The definition is essentially about on-demand access to a shared pool of computing resources. Breaking it down, cloud computing is composed of 5 essential characteristics, 3 service models, 3 deployment models. The 5 essential characteristics are the keys that are on-demand self-service, which means that provides provisioning, monitoring and management control. Resource pooling. It implies sharing and a level of abstraction between consumers and services. Rapid elasticity. The ability to quickly scale up down as needed. Scaling is done in the rapid elasticity. Measured service. Metering utilization for either internal chargeback, private cloud or external billing, that is public cloud. Last is broad network access. So it is typically means access through a web browser on any network device. I'll cover these 3 service model and 3 deployment models on the next few slides. We have software as a service, platform as a service, infrastructure as a service. We will see one by one what is SaaS, PaaS and IaaS. First, software as a service, it generally refers to applications that are delivered to end users over the internet. There are hundreds of SaaS providers out there covering a wide variety of applications. Like Oracle CRM on Demand is an example of SaaS service, that is software as a service. Another example is, if you have gone through the sites like salesforce.com. PaaS, platform as a service, it generally refers to an application development and deploying platform delivered as a service to developers. It allows them to quickly build and deploy on an SaaS application to end users. These platforms are often built on a grid computing architecture and include database and middleware. There are often specific to a language or application programming interfaces also. For example, take an example as Google App Engine. It is developed in Java and Python. Engineered is on Ruby on Rails. Salesforce.com's, in which force.com is a proprietary variation of Java. Finally, infrastructure as a service generally refers to a computing hardware delivered as a service. This typically includes the associated software as well as operating system, virtualization, clustering, etc. The best known example of this is Amazon Web Services, which offer Elastic Cloud Compute, that is EC2 for computer servers, and Simple Storage Service, that is S3 for storage. So public clouds and private clouds. Let's look closer at the distinction between public and private clouds. A public cloud is shared by multiple tenants, whereas a private cloud is for the exclusive use of a single organization. A public cloud is hosted and managed by the cloud service provider, and is private cloud is controlled and managed by in-house IT infrastructure. Of course, it's also possible to outsource this. So there are such things as hosted private clouds or virtual private clouds, but for the sake of simplicity, it's easier to think of private cloud as an in-house. A third observation is that public clouds usually offer very limited variety of offerings. In order to be efficient, while a private cloud may need to provide a large number of applications within a large enterprise, there are typically hundreds of thousands of applications are present in this. The NIST model includes community clouds, which are essentially semi-private clouds for use by group-related organizations such as all the schools in the California system, all the branches of the military, etc. And a hybrid cloud is some combination of the other three, typically for a single application. If an organization has one application in a private cloud and a different application in a public cloud, that's not considered as a hybrid cloud. Each has its own unique advantages, and they have some common advantages as well. Because both public and private clouds are based on virtualization and grid computing, they enjoy high efficiency and utilization rates, elastic capacity for limitless scale out, and it pays you as you go equipment pro equipment, and also high availability for maintaining high user service levels in the business continuity. Public clouds are often faster and cheaper to get started since there's nothing to install there. They offer economics of scale which the provider can pass on to customers. They don't require IT to manage and administrator update, patch, etc. And they are paid for as operating expense, which can be simpler from a budgeting standpoint. Private clouds offer greater control over security and data privacy, like compliance and also quality of service, since private cloud can manage network bandwidth and implement optimizations that public clouds don't allow. Private clouds also provide easier integration with other systems that are on premises. They are potentially lower cost over the long term. Break-even is in 2 or 3 years. After that, public clouds become more expensive and private cloud are paid for as both capital expense. Enterprises will make these trade-offs and will run a mix of public and private clouds. Even Oracle, which operates one of the biggest private clouds internally, also uses Amazon EC2 for some things such as marketing demos. What are the key benefits that enterprise see in cloud computing? So here are some recent results from a survey by IDC. The benefits are: the top reason to use cloud computing is speed, ease of deployment, and the next three are all related to the lower costs. What are the challenges enterprises face? Challenges of cloud computing. And what are the key concerns that enterprise see in cloud computing? Here are the results from the same survey by IDC which has done. Those were the issues, like security is the top issue. The next, performance and availability relate to quality of service. Well, the cloud application fits the business requirements. There is also concern about long-term costs, lock-in and regularity compliance. So what is Oracle's overall cloud computing strategy? Our objective are first to ensure that cloud computing is fully enterprise grade, that is high performance, scalability, reliability, availability, security and standards based for portability and interoperability. Secondly, we will support both public and private cloud computing in order to give customers choice. To accomplish these objectives, we have two pronged strategy that are: first, we offer technology to enable enterprises to build private clouds or run in public clouds. Second, we offer apps that are deployed in either a private shared services environment or a public software as a service environment. Let's drill down into each of these. First, for technology. We offer technology to enterprise building private clouds. We will talk in depth about the Oracle Private Platform as a Service in the upcoming slides. We also offer enterprise the ability to run Oracle technology in public clouds like Amazon and Rackspace. Then we'll come for the applications. We offer Oracle applications running in a shared services private cloud, and we also offer a number of applications as public cloud services from our Oracle on-demand business. We are now going to talk more about each of these four areas. The access are public and private. The tech and apps are focused more on the technology side in this presentation and the following presentations. Now let's talk about what is private platform as a service. A private platform as a service is made up of critical building blocks. Oracle has the most comprehensive set of building blocks in the industry. The most complete, open and integrated set of building blocks. From the bottom up, this includes Oracle VM for server virtualization, Oracle Enterprise Linux, our operating system, the Oracle Database Grid made up of RAC, ASM in-memory database. And the other database options and features are also available on the screen. Then on the top of that, Oracle offers our application grid, which includes WebLogic, Server, Coherence, Tuxedo and JRootKit. And top of that, a number of value-added services are there. SOA and BPM for integration and management for security, and Web Center or portal for our interaction. We also offer very comprehensive cloud management capabilities based on Oracle Enterprise Manager. Enterprise Manager has very comprehensive capabilities to manage the full cloud platform, that is stack including middleware, database, operating system and virtualization. For example, I have a real user experience insight enables us to manage top-down from the application and user's perspective the things like performance, availability, behavior, patterns, something that's useful for SLA, QoS management for private clouds. Oracle offers a portfolio of software as a service applications today which span a wide range of enterprise process. They are fully enterprise grade thanks the fact they are built on Oracle's leading infrastructure software, which is complete open standard based and pre-integrated. In October 2009, three software as a services offerings were done, that are CRM on demand, Beehive on demand, that is enterprise collaboration. Third is Oracle Argus on demand. This was for drug safety and adverse incidents reporting. Oracle On Demand is the name of a wide spectrum of service offerings from Oracle that gives customers the choice of deploying on-premises in their own data centers or in Oracle's data centers that are managed by Oracle or by the customer, and how maintenance and optimization are get done. Moving over towards the left, Oracle On Demand offers a more management service where we can manage the software for you. The software is still deployed in your own data centers. Oracle will also do hosting and management at Oracle's data centers. In Oracle data centers, the customer buys a perpetual license and annual maintenance and pays Oracle a fee to provide hosting and managing services. The two models at the far left of this are both considered as software as a service, meaning the customer is paying per use of the software. A rental or a longer term lease is there. One is a single tenant model where the customer gets a dedicated system which can be optimized for the customer and for which the customer has a degree of control, such as specifying when maintenance gets done. For example, I have a multi-tenant model in which the customer shares resources with other customers, so the cost is lower, but the vendor must treat the group of customers exactly the same in order to get the cost efficiencies out of this model. Oracle On Demand offers the 4 deployment options towards the left side of this picture. So my last point is where we can work together. In private cloud, we have consolidated data centers, database and application servers. Use of virtualization to optimize use of hardware resources are also there. Automate provisioning, deprovisioning also provided by the Oracle clouds. Chargeback to user department companies also. Departments or companies you can charge back to the user. We are having in public clouds the state data centers that can host applications of multiple government departments on a public or on a private cloud. We have educational institutes like peak load on declaration of results, filling of applications of the forms, campus-based solutions. In public cloud, we also have pan-India applications used by the different states. They are same application being used by different states can be certainly hosted on a cloud. Like example, public distribution system PDS application is there. We have public clouds hosted by the system integrators, that is ISVs, can provide cloud as a service, can host various applications for customers on a cloud. On-demand environments for load and testing migration is also there. Thanks for participating in the webinar. We will look forward to see you again in the upcoming webinars for Vedabi Global Services. Please contact us for any query related to BI or EPM space. The email and mobile numbers available on the contact us slide. Have a great time.